piano, and for my main project, I am doing the RC robot tank. So essentially, the way this works is that a microcontroller, the Arduino, with a motor shield attached to it, is able to turn two motors, each attached to an individual gearbox that turns each individual track. The advantage of the motor shield is that I'm actually able to control which direction the motors are turning in with each bridges. And I'm also able to control the speed of the motors using pulse width modulation. In addition, I also am able to remotely control this using a PlayStation 2 controller with a similar setup to other students where it's attached to the Arduino via digital pins. So just to demonstrate this project, essentially in the first mode that I have for this, I'm able to move it left to right and forward, backward. For the second mode, I also have it able to be controlled where I can increase or decrease the speed. So I can move slowly forward or backward, and even turn by just stalling one of the sides, and then stopping completely if I have to. And I also found that I was able to make a lot of modifications with this project because I actually got the main part of the project done relatively early, so I was able to change a lot and add so much more. So just as an example, you really can't see it that clearly, but over here is a status LED that indicates what mode of control I am currently in. And one of the biggest features I actually have for this is actually a similar setup to Zachary's, where I have an ultrasonic sensor, which essentially bounces off an invisible wave that bounces off an obstacle and then times how long it takes for that wave to bounce back, and thus is able to calculate how far an object is. And thus, if an object is within a certain distance, I can have it turn away and navigate around it. So just to demonstrate this, and hopefully it won't fall off. So yeah, otherwise it just keeps going forward. And we'll just continue on going. In addition, I also added a laser diode to this, just because I thought it would be a cool idea to have like a laser tank. So right here I actually have a servo that's able to change the height of the laser, just in case I wanted to change exactly how high I'm aiming it, as I can turn around using my controls regularly. So in addition, I actually also added a horn for this. I'm not sure if you will be able to hear it. Oh, it's actually pretty loud. But yeah, so pretty much just for fun. I really enjoyed this project because it's just something fun. I can play around with it now, just have fun with it. It's really something cool to show to people. And I really didn't actually have that much hardware experience before. I had a lot of experience coding, but on the physical side, I somewhat lacked experience. And I feel like Bluestamp has given me so much and helped me so much with dealing with this and building this project. It really just taught me how to deal with problems. As one of my biggest issues was just making sure that everything was working and troubleshooting my code and troubleshooting the hardware and making sure everything was working. If I had one bad connection, nothing would work. So definitely just dealing with problems. Yeah, this program has helped me so much. So thank you so much. Are there any quick questions? No? Oh, yeah.
You already have a ton of extra sort of sensors and lights and parts that you've added, which I think is awesome. Do you have any ideas for any one more thing you want to add in the future?
Well, I guess nothing so much to this, as I already have a lot. I might actually build other projects like this, possibly using something that's a little bit more complex, like perhaps using a Raspberry Pi, which is an actual computer, instead of like an Arduino. Maybe even have artificial intelligence on it and have it remember paths and things like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.